Dan Baer is a former U.S. ambassador and a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State under President Obama. Most recently, he served in former Governor John Hickenlooper's cabinet as Executive Director of the Colorado Department of Higher Education. Dan, welcome. I want to ask you first about this school situation in Littleton, Colorado, and Denver and the surrounding area. You in fact, wrote about Columbine back in 1999. I'm going to share this with our viewers because you wrote a piece for the Christian Science Monitor. I think you were a Harvard student at the time, and you wrote, "If my generation were to march, campaign, shout, sing, stomp, letter write, and mass email for gun control, the fruits of its efforts would go beyond whatever few legislative changes might result. The real change, the paradigm shift unique to mass movements, would be one affected by the proclamation implicit in our efforts." So, Columbine, gun laws, been on your mind for a long time.
They have, Andrea, and thanks for having me. I grew up in Littleton, about a mile from Columbine, and I was in college when Columbine happened, and obviously the anniversary is coming up this weekend, and I will never forget the feeling. I had two siblings who were in public high school in Littleton, Colorado, and I heard the news that there had been a shooting in Littleton, and I rushed to my dorm room and tried to call home, and the phone lines were jammed for hours. That was incredibly painful, and obviously I was one of the lucky ones. My siblings were at a different school, but you know, what I think about today is the parents across the Denver area who are trying to figure out how to explain to their kids, some of them kindergartners, why they can't go to school today, and who will have to explain tomorrow why they can, why it is safe, we hope. I think about the survivors of Columbine, many of whom are now parents themselves, and what this must be like as they approach this anniversary. And I think it's incredibly painful because it's been 20 years, and we've done nothing to fix this, and this is a choice that we're making. As you mentioned, this person who we're searching for is 18. She can buy a gun, but she can't buy a beer. The Colorado State Legislature or the federal government could fix that. It's been too long, and there are too many people who have gone through too much pain. This is a choice that we're making to not deal with the epidemic of gun violence, and we can do that in a reasonable and responsible way. People in my community, the people I talk to, they care about this issue. They want to see progress on this issue. And they want people in Washington who care more, because there's no law of physics that says that we have to deal with this endlessly. There's no law of physics that says it's impossible to make progress on gun safety. And, you know, people like Cory Gardner, who took more than $3 million from the NRA, you know, they're part of the problem, not part of the solution, and we need to move forward.